Welcome everyone to Commodity Insight. This is my brand new channel where I'm going to be helping the average retail investor on how to invest in commodities. I know there's a lot of hype with penny stocks, with AI, with tech, Magnificent Seven and everything like that, but commodities is a really great space where it currently is at. There's some really strong fundamentals of why you should own these companies and sectors. They are cyclical, great time to enter, and this series is about the uranium fundamentals. It's going to be about supply, demand. I'm also going to bring out some other ones with crude oil, tanker market, that sort of thing. Natural gas, but that's US or Henry Hub, the new terminals that are coming online for Canada and US and how that's going to influence the market, and also ones for base metals, copper, and that sort of stuff as well, coal and sort of other energy stocks as well, also renewables. So if you like that sort of thing, you want weekly updates or bi-weekly updates, be sure to subscribe to the channel. It is brand new, so please follow me along and let's get into it. So starting off on the supply side, US mine production. Let me just bring up on my screen. US mine production. You can see there since really 2016, it kind of tailed off. 2018 onwards, pretty much no US production. US isn't producing anything and they're the biggest consumer of uranium. So straight away on the supply side, US has got a problem. Geopolitical risk, you can see here, this is going back a couple of weeks, but Congress passes a bill to require US to buy domestic nuclear fuel. They want to take out that geopolitical risk away from Russia, and you can see here the US will be required to acquire tons of domestic nuclear reactor fuel under provision included in the Defense Authorization Bill, and that was passed by Congress. So it's now been passed. The bill was earlier approved this week by the Senate, so it's cleared the House with the vote, and now all it needs is President Joe Biden's signature. And obviously the nuclear fuel provision is part of the broader plan to rebuild the US domestic uranium supply chain, and they want to phase out dependence on Russia. All these sanctions that were happening to Russia, you see all these sanctions, surprisingly they didn't sanction uranium because the US knows it needs it, and there's a big push on the demand side. Going forward, a lack of supply as well. So you can see here that Cameco, one of the biggest large producers, you're seeing everywhere, they're starting to have problems. These mammoths of these companies are starting to, the cracks are appearing. You can see here recently it said it needs to buy more uranium before the end of the year to meet its obligations. Its contracts already, it's suffering setbacks at key mines. We've seen Cameco, and also you can see there by John Quakes, he's absolutely brilliant. Go and give him a follow on Twitter. Kazatomprom, they're struggling. They're not getting the sulfuric acid to what they need. You can see there the production guidance went from 25,300 down to only 21,000. So that's minus 9.3 million pounds before the previous guidance. Both of these are struggling. So where are they buying it? They're actually buying it in the spot market, to fulfill their term market contracts, and they're losing a lot of money. Extended lives, that's one of the supply side. In terms of the demand side, extending life of these reactors, they're desperate, so it's going to bring more demand in. You can see here, Nuclear Newswire, American Nuclear Society applauds California decision to extend the life of Diablo Canyon. So again, they're extending the life of these reactors, more fuel for a longest period of time. But where's the supply going to come from? You can see here, World Nuclear News is expanding their capacity at Dutch facility. You can see there's announced plans to increase capacity at its plant in Netherlands by 15% in response to new commitments from customers. There's not enough supply. Again, new energy targets. Again, both articles from World Nuclear News. New Brunswick releases energy strategy with SMR focus. So you can see here that it outlines the province aims to transition to clean energy calls for the addition of 600 for the capacity for the nuclear generating station by 2035, doubling new current nuclear capacity, doubling it by 2035. And also you can see here South Africa to begin new nuclear procurement. South Africa are joining, a lot of these other regions and countries are joining. You can see there that the power plant goes offline for extended maintenance outage, but the South Africa's Department of Mineral Resources and Energy has confirmed it will go ahead with the procurement of 2,500 megawatts of nuclear capacity, with plans to issue requests for proposals by March. So again, they're accepting new applications and proposals by March this year. New technology, the US approves new kind of nuclear reactor for first time in 50 years, and you can see it's a scalable technology that uses molten salt as a coolant rather than massive draws on water and scarce resources. There's some massive companies joining this race. Rolls-Royce as well, I'm from the UK, massive company, is also looking at SMR technology. This one as well, Westinghouse, Northrop Grumman, huge space agencies and US Air Force contracts to power satellites in space with nuclear energy. So it doesn't just stop at lorries or submarines or nuclear reactors for households. They're now looking at how to power spaceships and how to power satellites into orbit, being such a clean and abundant source of energy. This is the big one, Microsoft and AI. So Microsoft, yes, the massive tech giant, they're going nuclear. So they want to go nuclear to power its AI ambitions. Of course, AI draws so much power, draws so much intense power. ChatGPT, if you just look up how much water that consumes, for example, how much energy it takes, you can see they're looking at next generation nuclear reactors to power its data centers and AI according to a new job listing. And you can see there. So what it is, the job listing was for a principal program manager who would lead the company's nuclear energy strategy. So again, it's just kind of provisions at the moment. It's just kind of tongue in cheek, word of mouth. But there's a new job rollout, so I'll have to follow up on that and see if there's any more progress. But Microsoft is joining the race. You can see there, first episode, supply and demand fundamentals are as strong as ever. Be sure to subscribe. It's going to be a weekly, it's going to come out pretty much weekly of all the new updates. It'll come to you straight away on your little YouTube thing. You'll see straight away the updates. And as you can see in the bottom as well, I don't know if you're from Europe, I'm from the UK, but Trading 212 is an absolutely brilliant platform. You'll get a free share up to £100 if you just use the link in the description. Again, I get it, you get it, being full transparent, and again, you can link that to your family and friends and benefit as well. But that's it for the first video, so join me in the next one where we'll go over more uranium fundamentals. Thank you, bye.